Depression is finding yourself living in a body with a mind that tries to die. That's the sad reality about depression.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us with Khaltsha TV. We are here with Zanathemba from Dark Cloud. He'll be telling us more and giving us an insight of what they're currently doing and the awarenesses that they are currently running as well. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, thank you for having me. Yes,
it's only a pleasure, sir. So, Zanathemba, if you can tell us more about the Dark Cloud initiative that you have as an organization, and obviously covering the depression awareness.
Well, Dark Cloud above me is an organization that was initiated by me and my friend who's currently in Joburg. Our objective at that time, it was to make people aware as to what depression is and what it is not, because there is a stigma attached to what depression is. So our purpose, our fundamental purpose, was to make people aware what depression is, and how we go about that is we would have just marches around certain communities whereby we write posters as to that this is what depression is, and this is not what depression is. Yeah, so that's what we're about.
Okay, great stuff. So Zanathemba, if you can tell me what's your perspective around the depression illness?
Well, in the black communities which I come from, there is a stigma that is attached to what depression is. In that, you go to churches, you will hear people saying that depression is a sign of being demon possessed. You go to in the communities, you ask people what depression is, they will tell you that depression is a mental illness that only affects a certain group of people. So my perspective is that there is a lot of stigma that is attached to what depression is, and that is why we're in this business of trying to demystify depression and suicide culture in our lifetime as Dark Cloud above.
I see. Great stuff. Alright, so Zanathemba, what would your advice be to a person who has this illness? Because obviously you get people that are afraid or have fear of what people may think of them, because maybe, like you said, there's a specific stigma about the depression itself.
My advice to that person who's afraid of coming out and telling people that they are actually depressed is at least try and make the people that are surrounding you, like your family and friends, aware as to what depression is, because failure to do so, people will think that you're just being moody, you're just being lazy. So just make the people aware what depression is.
Zanathemba, so what are the symptoms that our viewers can look out for in our people confirming that they do have depression?
The symptoms would be wanting to be in a society with people, but at the same time wanting to be alone, wanting to be progressive in life, at the same time having no urge to push yourself to be productive, and lack of sleep and lack of just wanting to push yourself. Those would be the basic symptoms that you find in a person who is depressed.
Okay, if you can tell us, what is the treatment, or is there a specific duration and time frame based on treating a depression?
Well, for me, because last year I also suffered from major depression episodes. I had been given medication in which I used for about 6 months, which actually mood changes. They change your mood and you become fine after taking those medications. And then secondly, is that I would advise people to change their environments in which they are in, and also change the people that they actually associate with, because at times they would associate with toxic people who actually trigger depression. depression. And the other thing that actually triggers depression is these social networks, because you'll find yourself thinking that you are not succeeding in life because based upon other people posting their graduation things and their cars and their weddings, and you actually compare yourself to them and you end up being depressed. So just stay low on these social networks, and yeah.
Alright, so December, in closing off, what would you say to a younger you out there as words of wisdom and motivation?
First and foremost, I would say that yes, life is a fragile gift that at times it's actually given by a God who seems not to care about us, but in Him not caring about us, He actually gives us the burdens that are fit for us. So depression is real. The burden of depression is actually real, and so is hope. So depression is real and hope is also real, and that is why you cannot succumb to depression, because they say that depression is like a war. You either win or you die trying. So you cannot die trying because hope is real.
Hi guys, you can also find us at Facebook at Dark Cloud Above Me Cape Town, and you can also find or email us at dcam@gmail.com.
So Zanatemba, I just want to thank you on behalf of Khaltsha TV for inviting us to your home place and discussing such issues. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
So Khaltsha TV, we see you.